Hello ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here and welcome back to some more Magic Arena gameplay. Today we're going to be looking at a black-green rock build. For those who are unfamiliar, the rock refers to an archetype of black-green decks that are both aggro and control. They attempt to generate incremental card advantage over time and grind the opponent out through attrition and then finish them off with a huge threat. This particular list was made by Jeff Hoagland, and I've only made one change to the sideboard, replacing the Singleton Price of Fame with Vraska Relic Seeker. If you'd like to see him piloting the list, I'll have a link to that video in the description below. I've been quite happy with the deck so far, though admittedly I've had a limited number of matches with the deck so far due to testing multiple archetypes and, other real-life things going on. But this deck has felt the best to me of everything that I've tried this week so far, so here we are. Let's take a look at what's going on. We'll begin with our removal suite: Assassin's Trophy, Cast Down, and Vraska's Contempt. So, the big question I can see coming is why only 3 Assassin's Trophy? Well, the drawback of giving your opponent a land is much more relevant in Standard than it is in older formats. In general, you don't want to use the trophy early in the game for fear of ramping your opponent into something that you can't deal with. So while it does only cost 2 mana, it and Contempt are both actually mid to late game removal spells, though you can fire Trophy off early should you absolutely have to. Then we have a pair of the Eldest Reborn, which has seemed much more impactful and powerful in the new Standard than it did pre-rotation, generating value over multiple turns and ending with giving you the best threat in any graveyard. Vivian Reed also joins the fray as an answer to artifacts, enchantments, and flyers, while being a great card draw engine should you not need to tick her down to destroy something. Moving on to the creatures, we have Llanowar Elves for mana acceleration. Now this is the one slot in the deck that I think may warrant changing. In a deck with 26 lands, the inclusion of Mana Dorks seems a little bit odd. That being said, they have seemed fine so far, and maybe they do belong in the deck. However, this would be the first place that I would look if making further adjustments going forward. Then we have Thorn Lieutenant, a super versatile threat that just impresses me further the more that I play with it. Great in the early game, great in the mid to late game thanks to its pump ability, and it generates value if the opponent targets it with anything. Just an all-around all-star, and almost certainly a format staple for the foreseeable future. In the 3-drop slot, we have more grindy threats that help to generate value beyond just being a body on the board: Jadelight Ranger, Thrashing Brontodon, and Midnight Reaper. Reaper, being the new kid on the block in this slot, is very reminiscent of Grim Haruspex, allowing us to keep generating incremental advantage even when losing creatures. This deck even has removal that adds bodies to the board. Ravenous Chupacabra is another card that has felt much stronger in the new meta than it was in the old, though only time will tell if that remains the case as the format evolves. And finally, we have Doom Whisperer, which it turns out is not just good in Surveil-centric decks. It's just a house all the way around. A huge evasive threat that allows you to dump useless cards from the top of your deck is just what the Doctor ordered as a finisher. The mana base consists of 8 duels, 4 Memorial to Folly, which has been super impressive so far for me, allowing us to buy back a creature and just adding that much more to the ability of this deck to grind and out-attrition the opponent. And we round out with 10 Forest and 4 Swamp. Sideboards are still a work in progress this early in the format. Expect things to change rapidly as time passes. For now though, this is what we're working with. Duress, Carnage Tyrant, and Vraska help us in control matchups, though Tyrant and Vraska can also do work against mid-range opponents. Moment of Craving and Ritual of Soot for aggro opponents and go-wide strategies. And Deathgorge Scavenger helps versus graveyard synergies while also being able to buffer our life total in aggro matchups. That, my friends, is the deck list. Let's jam some games, shall we? If one of these was a green mana source, this would be a great hand. As it is, I think we need to mulligan it, unfortunately. Well, that's a bit better. We'll keep. We still need to draw some lands, so Doom Whisperer to the bottom. We'll lead off with our Forest. At least we have a turn 2 play here. If we can chain off some lands, that would be awesome. Looks like we're maybe up against Merfolk or Mono Blue Tempo. which I'm uncertain how that matchup is because I've not played it with this deck yet. We did draw a land. Unfortunately, it is an enters the battlefield tapped land. Would have been great if we had that in our opening hand. Alright, well, it's looking mono blue so far. Alright, that helps. So we'll play our tapped land this turn. That way we'll have Vraska's Contempt online next turn. Trickster? Okay, well, we get an elf. So, not too awfully bad. No blockers. There's no Curious Obsession online yet, so that's also good for us. Okay, still need a 5th land. We now have Vraska's Contempt online. Don't really want to fire it off without them tapping lower because they could have a counterspell or a dive down, something along those lines. Let's attack with our elf and hold our Thorn Lieutenant back to block the Trickster. And we'll end the turn. Right, they are hitting their land drops. Herald, that is fine. Tempest Gen. Alright, I think we'll try to contempt that. I have a feeling we're going to get Spell Pierced or something. But we have to try to get that thing off the board. Yep, there's a Spell Pierce. Well, there's our 5th mana, so at least Doom Whisperer can tangle with that thing pretty well. Well, Vivian Reed just outright kills it, so let's do that.
Wild animals I like.
Say bye-bye, Jen.
Restoration was painless.
And we really can't afford to attack, so we won't. Alright, Herald
So
hitting
going to be
Vivian
like
Reed
that,
there.
huh?
Nothing we can do about that. There's another Jen. Let's tick up.
Come to me.
Okay. I think we want to take a land here. So we'll take Memorial to Folly. We'll go ahead and play that out and then play Doom Whisperer. And pass the turn. Super glad they have not suited up that Mistcloak Herald. And since it's not able to really kill Vivian Reed on its own, hopefully she can help us grind this out because they're also not affecting our life total anymore. Alright, plus.
The wilds are my shield.
Thorn Lieutenant. Elves. I think we want to Eldest Reborn this turn, so we're going to take the Elves so that we can cast both. They are Essence Scattering my Elves. That is fine. And Wizard Retort. Okay. We're probably going to want to Surveil with Doom Whisperer now. Just going to pass the turn. Can't let down our shields for that Djinn to get through. Warkite Marauder. Okay. So we have the mana to Contempt plus Cast Down. So we're probably going to be on that plan.
Okay, so you've got claws.
Chupacabra is good too. So I want this dead for sure. Let's plus Vivian.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
We'll take an Overgrown Tomb. We'll play that tapped. Let's go for the Chupacabra first. Okay, there's the Essence Scatter. Let's go ahead and cast down this Warkite Marauder so that it can't make my Doom Whisperer a 0/1. And they're down to 1 card in hand. We are 2, but we're drawing 2 cards a turn. Unless we miss with Vivian. Which is honestly going to be pretty hard to do. Seeing as how we look at 4 cards with her.
Scars are lessons written in skin.
Go ahead and plus again. And I forgot to surveil because I'm a
can't
moron
stop
sometimes,
nature.
just getting ahead of myself. So, let's take a Brontodon. We'll play our Swamp. And I'm going to go ahead and try to contempt this Djinn. Alright, Wizard's Retort, that's fine. Then we'll play out Brontodon. So now if they have a Curious Obsession forthcoming, we have an answer to it. And pass the turn. If it keeps on like this, we are going to eventually win this game. Since they're not pressuring our life total and we are drawing much more cards. They didn't even attack that turn. Let's surveil. Both of those in the yard. Do it again. Don't want to do this too awfully much. Midnight Reapers. It's kind of bad for our life total. Let's bin those as well. And I think that's all we're going to surveil for now. Alright, Chupacabra. Let's plus. Wonder if they just misclicked not pressuring our Vivian that turn.
Comes.
Yeah, we'll take a Thorn Lieutenant. We'll go for that first. Since they know about it. Alright, Chupacabra. Try to kill the Djinn. They have a dive down. Okay. We will pass the turn then. Another Herald. So now they can put a hurt on Vivian, but they have had enough. Okay, so in this matchup, I think we do want some more of our removal. I think we want Ritual of Soot, as that should hit literally everything in their deck. It also hits some stuff in our deck, but it should be worse for them since it's us casting it and we know it's coming. So I think we want that. We may want some number of Moment of Cravings. I'm not sure. It just depends on what we want to cut. For sure, if we're going to be playing Ritual of Soot, we want to cut our Llanowar Elves. And I do think we want to cut some number of our lower drops. I would like to bring in a few of these. We've got room for one of them. I think we'll cut a Jade Light Ranger. And just bring in 2 Moment of Cravings and see how that works. Alright, it's a little slow, but we've got the lands to cast stuff, so I don't think we can afford to throw it back. Yep, Mistcloak Herald off the bat again. There's a Reaper. Let's play out our Memorial to Folly. Looks like Curious Obsession. Yep. This will be a different game, I imagine, since they've got their card draw engine online now. Alright, we'll play our Tomb tapped. Second Curious Obsession. That may just be game over. Especially if they hit their 3rd land drop now. Yep. Well, there is a Contempt. Let's try to resolve a Brontodon. Okay, bye-bye Brontodon. And this is the game that their deck wants to play. A decent clock against us while drawing multiple cards a turn and then stopping us from doing anything. And Tempest Djinn. Alright, well, we have to try to deal with that Herald. I doubt it's going to succeed. Yep, Spell Pierce. And that's pretty much the game, so we're just going to scoop it up. Alright, I do think now that we want our other moment of craving after experiencing the Incurious Obsession to death. So let's cut one of these Midnight Reapers for that, and resubmit. We go first. I think we're going to mulligan this. This is just, like the last hand, too slow. Alright, this is better. We will keep this. And we will keep that on top. Lead off with the Memorial. And we'll also play out our Forest here. That way we can cast down if they play something without paying the 2 life. Alright, nothing. Well, I guess we're going to pay the 2 life now and try to resolve Midnight Reaper. Maybe should have resolved the Thorn Lieutenant last turn, or attempted to. Alright, Midnight Reaper's sticking. Trickster, sure. Okay. No Tempest Gen or anything yet, anyway. Let's try for Jade Light Ranger. I would like to hit a land drop. Alright, nope on that one, which means we will not be swinging. I will block if they swing and give me the opportunity to. Warkite Marauder. That is something else that we would like to kill, but let's block for now. We are definitely the control deck in this matchup, it feels like. Need a 4th land. There we go. Alright, well, let's try for Cast Down first. That way we can pay for a Spell Pierce if they have it. Sure. And a second one. That is fine. I'm okay with that exchange. As long as there's no Curious Obsession, we're going to be okay, I think. Here's a Tempest Gen. So, 1 card in hand. So, is it something that can counter a Contempt or a Chupacabra? Who knows at this point? This advances our board state, so we'll try for the Chupacabra. No dive down, please. Awesome. What we really want is a 5th land here so that we can play out our Eldest Reborn, especially if they don't have anything else to add to the board. Okay. I think it's probably a mistake to try to Contempt this at this point. So let's go attacking. They have a Trickster. Alrighty. Well, they didn't have a counter for the Chupacabra last time. So now we will try to Contempt this Warkite Marauder. And they have a counter this time, so I guess it was the Trickster they were holding? Alrighty then. Well, again, for playing around Spell Pierce, let's try for the Marauder. And the reason I'm doing these on my turn is I don't want them to have the opportunity to draw a card. I could put a stop and do it during their upkeep, I suppose. That way they would spend their mana countering it if they do have a counter and have it unavailable for the turn. Alright, I feel like we're in better shape now. Let's try for the Eldest Reborn. Awesome. And we have grinded the opponent into the point that we're actually ahead, which feels good. Lost an Essence Scatter, that's fine. Let's go ahead and pump this thing up, since we're not really doing anything else with the mana. And we have a 2-turn clock, so they need an answer this turn or they are dead next turn. And anything over here we would want? Nope, let's take our Jade Light. Lands are good, let's pump it up. And get in there. Okay, I am perfectly happy with this hand. We've got Elves into Lieutenant, into a turn for Eldest Reborn. Let's keep it. Alright, opponent showing red. Well, we're going to lead off with the Forest so that we can cast our Elves. So now we have the potential of a turn 3 Vraska's Contempt. Looks like we're up against Goblins. I've had mixed results against the Goblins deck. Hopefully we have the good side of the results this time. Play out our Memorial, use Elves to cast Thorn Lieutenant. Chain Whirler. Yep, bye-bye Elves. And now, we cannot do our whole Contempt into Eldest Reborn plan, unfortunately. We'll play out our Woodland Cemetery. And we'll say no attacks. Holding the smaller goblins at bay, at least, with our Thorn Lieutenant. Wily Goblin. So this may be the combo version of the deck, or maybe it's the go wide. Legion War Boss, that's bad for us. Alright, let's kill a non-token goblin here. Feels like they're really getting ahead of us. Ritual of Soot's going to be big game for us out of the board. Let's go ahead and Contempt this War Boss before it gets too far out of hand. Buffer our life total here, and no attacks. We are definitely on the defensive. Experimental Frenzy, okay. Yep, can't afford to be blocking that. Chupacabra. Well, that is targeted removal. So we probably want to go with that, even though it is less mana. Doom Whisperer can block this too, but I'd rather get that Chain Whirler off the board entirely, so let's do that. And we will not attack yet. Alright, nothing from the opponent. That is interesting. Let's attack with our Chupacabra. Get in there. We'll play out our Memorial, play out Doom Whisperer. Get a big clock on the board. Hopefully we can end this before Experimental Frenzy buries us. Yep, there's a War Boss. Lightning striking our face. Need targeted removal for that War Boss. So everything's coming in. Let's kill a couple of these then. Down to 8. We can surveil. Can we afford to spend the life to surveil though? That's the question. I don't actually think we can. So let's pass over to our turn. We're definitely going to be swinging with Doom Whisperer. So, See, Vivian Reed can kill this Experimental Frenzy, but they've got 3 cards in hand, so that may actually be bad for us to do. Let's go for the Eldest Reborn. They're going to sacrifice a token, certainly. Then we'll go to combat. Oh, no. Go to attacks, please. Get in there for 6. And we will end the turn. Runaway Steamkin. Yep, this is the combo version. That is part of the combo. They get a cost reducer out, like the Goblin Lord, and then some Skirk Prospectors and things, and they can kind of go infinite and play their whole deck with the Experimental Frenzy. Alright, that was off the top. War Boss, sure. Just coming with the 1. Alright, we'll block that. Go to our turn. See, Elemental Assassin's Trophy's good here. Eldest Reborn, so we can play Vivian and hold up Assassin's Trophy. We probably want to kill this Steamkin. Pump this 6. So they have to block this if we swing with it, because we're threatening to kill them. Let's go to combat. I'm going to swing with the Thorn Lieutenant and the Doom Whisperer here. Okay, block with the token. That's fine. Then we will Vivian Reed. We can kill this Experimental Frenzy again. Without the setup to combo off, I think it's worse to give them access to these cards in their hand. So let's plus. I could just be completely wrong about that.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
We'll take the Thorn Lieutenant. And we're going to go ahead and Assassin Trophy this Runaway Steamkin. Take the combo piece off the board. Alright, another War Boss. That is not going to do it on its own. Fanatical Firebrand, okay. We are very low. Prospector, glad we got rid of the Steamkin, because that's another piece of the combo. Instigator. Thing is, they got to deal with this Doom Whisperer or kill us. Chain Whirler, okay. Luckily, they don't have a War Chief to give their stuff haste. And that's the game. 2, they attack with this, Mentor onto one of them, and we're dead. Which, we're dead even without the Mentor. Good game, opponent. Alright, very close. So we want a bunch of our removal. We also don't want cards like Midnight Reaper in the deck, because that just makes us die that much faster. So that's coming out for sure. Also, Llanowar Elves is very susceptible to Chain Whirler, so we probably want those out. We want Ritual of Soots. We want Moment of Cravings, which also leaves us one more spot, so we could bring in something like a Death Gorge Scavenger just as a potential to buff our life total with its life gain. That seems fine. Yeah. Let's submit this. So with comboing off with the Frenzy at the end there, maybe we should have gone ahead and killed it. We will keep this. This seems great. We'll lead off with a Forest. Prospector, sure. We'll go for Thorn Lieutenant. Runaway Steamkin, that's going to eat a moment of craving here. Let's see, we'll play Memorial to Folly and go ahead and crave that. Get in there for 2. Instigator, okay, they're already starting on the go wide strategy here. Well, I think we'll go Forest, and now we're in kind of a defensive position, so let's pass the turn. Save our Contempt and Trophy for key pieces to try to stop them from comboing off. Lightning Strike. Get ourselves an elf. Yeah, that's fine. Can't really stop it. We're 2 lands short of pumping it. Chain Whirler. Okay. Bye-bye to elf. We'll go ahead and Contempt that Chain Whirler. That way we're not losing the 2 life this turn. They're just kind of canceling out. Another Memorial. Alright, let's play that and pass. So we can get back Thorn Lieutenant and play it now. I think that's what we're going to do. And yeah, let's sacrifice Memorial. Grab Thorn Lieutenant. Jade Light Ranger. Let's play that first. Oh, babies. Yeah, I want that on top. So we'll shock ourselves for 2. Play out Lieutenant. Sadly, they know about the Ritual of Soot now, but I don't think milling it is the correct play. Well, let's go attacking. Yep, that's fine. That's 3 damage that's not going to our face. We'll go ahead and play out Tomb tapped. We'll pass the turn. We'll probably sacrifice this other Memorial to get back our Jade Light Ranger. Another Steamkin. Okay, let's sack this. Get back Jade Light. Ravenous Chupacabra. Alright, that was a good draw. Let's go for the Chupacabra instead of the Jade Light. Get rid of this Steamkin. Go ahead and swing in with our Lieutenant. Alright, all the burn killing our creatures. If it keeps on like this, I think we come out on top. So I would like to make a land drop, so let's go for Jade Light here. Chupacabra, let's graveyard that. Brontodon, graveyard that. And we'll get in there for 2. Still able to hold up Assassin's Trophy here. Alright, I feel like we've got this game. Let's go attacking. And we'll pump our Lieutenant. Now they're the ones in defensive mode. Right, getting in for 1. So they have to be able to deal with both of these, since they're both lethal. So I'm guessing Lightning Strike and block. Yep. Maybe should have Assassin's Trophy this thing just to get in the kill. Just wasn't thinking far enough ahead. Let's go for Thorn Lieutenant. And pass the turn. Got there anyway. On further thought, though, I think we should take out Vivian since she doesn't do a lot versus these aggressive decks and bring in our other Scavenger. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with this. We'll keep it. We've got Lieutenant into Jade Light Ranger. We've got an aggressive start with a Firebrand. So we'll play out Overgrown Tomb tapped. Runaway Steamkin. Alright, Cemetery into Thorn Lieutenant. One more land and we can have mana for Doom Whisperer. Second Runaway Steamkin, that's kind of bad for us. So that makes me think they have another shock or something in hand, so no blocks. Yep, there it is. Eldest Reborn, that's fine. I would like to advance our board. Unfortunately, it feels like we should probably kill that thing. Let's take a risk. We'll go for Jade Light. They can kill this in response to the trigger. Moment of Craving. These are going to get out of range of the Moment of Craving eventually. Let's graveyard that. And no attacks. I think we may be chump blocking here. And there is the combo. Part of it, at least. They need one more piece. Yeah, let's go ahead and chump that. Oh, that's very good for us. Yes, please. Whew. Still not out of the woods, though. Okay, so I think we want to Assassin's Trophy this thing. Let's not make the same mistake we did last time. Don't want them to combo off. That also leaves us with mana for Brontodon, which is also a hedge versus another Frenzy. Alright, Instigator. One card in hand. Let's play Memorial and play out Doom Whisperer. We need to put a clock on our opponent if we want to win this game. And maybe could have attacked with the Brontodon, just trying to be super defensive here. Steamkin is a problem. So is Act of Treason. Yep. So, taking 7 here, and they're getting to surveil a bunch. Alright, we'll block one of these. Going to 3. So, they milled a war boss. They left something on top that they wanted. Ooh, Chupacabra, that's really good. Let's go for that. And now I think we will be super aggressive. Even if it costs us the game, it's also probably our best shot at actually winning. And we're dead. Good game. Okay, this is definitely a keepable hand. Hopefully we can do a bit better this time than we did versus the Goblins. I think we made, or I made rather, quite a few mistakes in that game. I don't know that any of them straight up cost us the game, but they certainly didn't help. Alright, red again. Well, let's just be the aggressive folks that our hand is lending us to. Get in there for one. Alright, Boros. So this could be the white splash goblins, or it could just be a regular Boros stack. Or I guess it could have blue in it and be sort of Jeskai Control. Alright, killing our elves, that's fine. We'll play this out, play out a second elves. Get in there for two. Well, they're not showing any other colors but red and white so far. Alright, that's a dead Thornton Lieutenant, leaves behind another elf though. They could have the sweeper available to them, the clarion or whatever it's called. So we don't want to overextend into that. Which Chupacabra wants to kill something when it comes down anyway. Right, are they just Boros Control? That is interesting if they are. We could sacrifice Memorial. I think it's a bit early to be doing that. Let's go attacking. If they don't do something to affect the board here, we probably are going to sacrifice the Memorial. Get back Thorn Lieutenant. Alright, yeah, let's do that. Midnight Reaper. Let's go attacking. Alright, opponent down to 11. I think we're going to play out our Midnight Reaper. That way, if they're in the market to sweep our board, we at least get to draw some cards. And we're going to hold the Thorn Lieutenant for now. Don't want to overextend too much here into a board wipe. Even though we're getting to draw cards, they could have single target killed this and then wipe the rest of them. And we'd only get to draw one. Heroic Reinforcement, sure. So maybe they aren't controlling? Just they've had a really bad draw? We're definitely not blocking. We're winning this race as it stands. Alright, let's get in there. Alright, that's fine. We'll draw a card there, deal 2 damage. Let's play out Brontodon. It survives the 3 damage board wipe that they have available. I don't know that they're running that, though, with heroic reinforcements in there, so I'm going to take a risk. Play out this Thorn Lieutenant. If we get blown out, then I made a big mistake. Alright, Tajik. Well, we have the answer to Tajik in the form of Chupacabra. So let's get him off the board. And I think this solidifies that it's not a Boros control deck, just that they've had a very passive draw this game. And I don't really care if they block and kill our 1/1s at this point. Just get in there for as much damage as possible. Alright, killing an elf, chumping a Brontodon. We'll play our Overgrown Tomb tapped, hold up Assassin's Trophy. And it looks like we've got it. Let's go to attacks. And not going to pump since we have lethal anyway. That would give them the opportunity to kill this in response. Okay, against this, I think we definitely want Moment of Craving. I don't know that Ritual of Soot's worth bringing in. We didn't see enough of their deck, but I imagine it's going to be good versus them. So let's bring in Ritual of Soot. And as always, when we bring that in, we probably want to cut some of our lower stuff. Llanowar Elves, probably. Actually, I think we're going to leave our Elves in. We're going to cut Vivian Reed, a Jadelight Ranger, all of our Midnight Reapers. Still kind of learning the deck here. I guess we could cut one Elf, but I think if you play Elves, then you want all 4 of them. I think we'll cut an Eldest Reborn, since it's not as good versus these go-wide decks. Okay, this seems fine. We do need to top deck some lands, but we're on the draw, so that should be a bit easier for us to do. Opponent looks like they've mulliganed to 6. And scry to the top. Cast down is fine. We'll lead off with a forest. Planning to Thorn Lieutenant next turn. We really want to draw a land in our next 2 draws. Hopefully one that can come into play untapped. Alright, opponent is again playing a very passive game with what seems to be a deck that wants to play very aggressively, so I don't really know what's completely going on. Maybe they've just gotten horrible draws both games. We did draw a land that comes into play untapped. Unfortunately, it's not one that's going to let us play out Brontodon. So maybe I should have specified a green source. Alright, Thorn Lieutenant getting lightning struck. Leaving behind an elf friend though. Alright, they don't have access to white mana yet, so I want to really consider before I play something like Assassin's Trophy here. And they can't be very heavy white if they're playing Chain Whirler. Alright, so this will allow us to play out Brontodon, so we'll shock ourselves and play that. If they attack with Chain Whirler, I'm not going to block because that is telegraphing a burn spell. Oh, never mind telegraphing. Lava Coil just deals with that guy. Going to 14, so they are being a bit more aggressive this game. We've got access to the Eldest Reborn or Doom Whisperer next turn. I'm going to pass here, planning to cast down this if nothing more threatening enters the battlefield. And if we lose this game and end up re-sideboarding, I think now that we know they have Chain Whirlers in the deck that we will be cutting our Llanowar Elves. Alright, they have white mana now. Looks like they haven't played anything else, so we'll be casting down this Chain Whirler. And nothing? I guess it's Doom Whisperer then. Hopefully they don't have the removal spell that can kill it. I'm not that familiar with the names yet, but the red and white spell that makes a creature deal damage to itself. Looks like they don't, in hand at least. Nope, they have it. Let's surveil. Sure. We'll bin a swamp and keep Thorn Lieutenant on top. That seems fine. Alright, well, we'll play this tapped, play out our Thorn Lieutenant. and pass back. May have been better to play the Eldritch Reborn there, even though it's not going to kill something. It would give us a reanimation in a couple of turns. Alright, Lightning Strike. Sure. Get another elf. Hopefully that last card's not a Chain Whirler that they had. Looks like it's not. Contempt, that's fine. Let's go to attacks. Get in there for one. I think we're going to go ahead and play out Eldritch Reborn now. Not doing anything this turn, but in a couple of turns it's going to get our Doom Whisperer back. Also make them discard a card here. Right, Lava Coil. We'll play out Memorial to Folly and go attacking. Pass the turn. Right, go to our turn, so now we have a choice. If they have another Justice Strike in hand, then Thorn Lieutenant's the better choice. Of course, Doom Whisperer will let us surveil no matter what. We have enough mana to pump Thorn Lieutenant, so I think we're going to take the Thorn Lieutenant. That way, if they have something to kill it, we can just pump it. Also get a token. Let them not Justice Strike our Doom Whisperer. Get in there for one. And we'll hold up the Thorn Lieutenant activation plus tons of removal. Legion War Boss, okay? I guess I should have put a stop there because it did not let me do this. Sure. I wanted to kill that before we went to combat, so let's block it. That does open us up to Justice Strike, though, so no blockers. Of course, Vraska's Contempting this opens us up to Justice Strike too, so maybe we're just in a not very good situation either way. Go to our turn. Well, didn't get killed there, so that's great. Play out our Memorial. We'll go attacking. Feel like they would have killed our Thorn Lieutenant if they had a Lightning Strike. As it is, though, we're just not going to risk it. We're going to hold up the pump to protect our Thorn Lieutenant. Chain Whirler, sure. There's the Justice Strike. So, they should have done that first. Alright, not attacking. Well, we're going to Contempt this dude. Go to our turn. Kind of racing here. I think we're going to sacrifice Memorial to Folly. And get back a Doom Whisperer. And then we'll shock ourselves here. Play out the Doom Whisperer. And swing in there with our Elf Boy. And we got there. Okay, yep, we will definitely be keeping this. Seems like a pretty good hand. We'll lead off with the Forest into Elves. Probably go Memorial into Thorn Lieutenant next turn. We could also go Woodland Cemetery Elves into Thorn Lieutenant. Alright, maybe up against the mono blue deck. So, yeah, let's go Thorn Lieutenant. And maybe they'll tap low enough that we can contempt this thing next turn. Alright, well, no Curious Obsession. That's great for us. Chart a course. Alright, so the question is, do we blow this Contempt to kill this before it gets suited up? And I don't think we do. I think we're going to go Elves and then swing in for 3. Alright, taking another 1. And opponent didn't make another land drop. Discarded a Mistcloaked Herald, so they're holding up a counter spell almost certainly, or protection for this. So 6 can give +4/+4. If they've got a bounce spell, then that's bad. I think we just attack with everything. Merfolk Trickster, sure. Target an elf, let's tap it. Let's go ahead and contempt that. That way our other elf can get in. Alright. Going to 19. Midnight Reaper's pretty good. Let's go ahead and play that pre-combat in case something's about to die. That way we can draw a card. Go attacking. Another Trickster. Do we want to contempt the Trickster? Yeah, I think we do. I think we're going to keep the pressure up. This may be a mistake, but they're stuck on 2, and I think we need to get damage in while we can. Alright, there's a Tempest Djinn. So, let's go attacking. We'll swing with our Thorn Lieutenant. And we're pumping no matter what, so get in there for 6. We'll play out our land. Well, there's a Curious Obsession they have. So they're wanting to block with their Mistcloaked Herald. It's an interesting choice. I guess they're just trying to deal as much damage as they can. Siren Stormtamer, that's fine. Assassin's Trophy, probably will use that on the Tempest Djinn if we can get them to tap. I'm pretty sure this is a Dive Down or a Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce we can deal with, Dive Down less so. Let's attack with everything. So they have to block this for sure, or they're going to die. Alright, that's fine. And we'll go ahead and pass the turn. Another Djinn. That's fine, let's kill this one. And the opponent has had enough. Okay, we for sure want Ritual of Soots. Pretty sure we want Moment of Cravings as well. This is pretty well an aggro deck. Vivian's fine versus this since she can kill flyers. We want to hedge because of the Ritual of Soot though. So we may want to cut some Llanowar Elves. Let's go ahead and do that. Cut 2 more. I think we're going to cut the Eldest Reborns, since they are not targeted. And we'll submit. This hand is not great. I think we probably want to mulligan this. Well, that's even worse. Ship it back to? Sure. Bottom. Well, let's hope we don't get stuck on a single land here. Overgrown tomb, that helps. Go forest and pass. Hopefully we won't have to use this assassin's trophy this early in the game. Alright, it looks like they haven't got anything. Well, we're hitting our land drops at least. Would have been great if that was an untapped source. Miscloaked Herald, sure. Yep. Well, I suppose we go for Brontodon. And he resolves, good deal. Well, bouncy bouncy on the Brontodon. Overgrown tomb. I think we're going to go ahead and pay the 2 life. We'll go for Chupacabra. We're going to try to kill the one that can't be blocked. Good deal. Tempest Gen, alright. Block this. Yeah, we're gonna block. Was thinking about just not and then Ritual of Sitting, but I think that they have a counter spell to protect this. So let's pass the turn here. We need to deal with this thing. So we're going to try to Vraska's Contempt it. I'm sure they're going to stop that, but then we've got other options. Storm Tamer. Well, let's try to Contempt with that on the stack. Alright, dive down to protect it. Hopefully they don't have a counter spell. It'd be really awesome if they tap lower, but it doesn't look like they're going to. So I think we're going to try to Ritual of Sit here. Hopefully we don't get countered. Nope, we did. Alright, not in great shape this time. Another Djinn. Okay, so we're going to put a stop on their upkeep. We're going to try to Contempt one of these. And we need it to stick or we're dead. Yep, they got a Storm Tamer, but, you know, there's always the chance they wouldn't have used it. Good game. Alright, let's hope we don't have to mulligan to 5 this time. Okay, this is a lot better than our previous game there. Let's keep it. Lead off with a Swamp. Alright, let's get a Thorn Lieutenant down. No use trying to be reactive here. We are on the play, so we're the aggressor. Alright, nothing from the opponent. Let's go attacking. Trickster, that's fine. We'll get an elf from that. We'll play our forest and deploy Jade Light Ranger. Cast down. Yeah, we probably want that. We've got our land drop for next turn, so that should be fine. Storm Tamer, you got it. Alright, no attacks. Swing with the big boys. Swing with the big ones. Order them that way. So we're going to Moment of Craving on this. Sure. Don't really care about that. We missed the life gain, but our Jade Light Ranger stays alive and we'll pass the turn. Storm Tamer, you got it. Into Chart a Course. Chooses to discard a Spell Pierce. That seems okay. We'll go to our turn. Alright, that's good as well. Let's go attacking. Everything getting in there. We connect. It's time for Big Daddy to hit the board. Exclusion Mage, sure. Yep, we'll go ahead and surveil. Bin both of those. We'll do it again. We'll bin that and leave the trophy on top. Alright, leaving him up. Well, let's attempt to cast down on the Exclusion Mage. They know about that one. Alright, good deal. Merfolk Trickster. Sure. Yep. Go attacking. No blocks. So we could kill one of these. That would give them a land. I don't think we need to. Just pass the turn. Tempest Gen. Alrighty. Yep, no blocks. We can get them to sack that by targeting this. Spell Pierce would be a big no-no for us, but I think we're going to go to our turn for now. And now we can pay for a Spell Pierce. See, this would wipe the entire board, unfortunately. We can pump this and kill that. Let's go to combat. Swing with these two. Alright, get in there for 4. Hopefully they are not holding up an Essence Scatter. Let's go for Doom Whisperer. Okay, they were. Unfortunate. Down to 1 card in hand, though. And choose not to attack. Alright, we're going to go to combat. We're going to swing with everything, actually. Get in there for 4. We'll play out Memorial and pass the turn. We are going to try to... we're just going to take this, actually. Sleep. Alright, let's try to kill that then. Another trophy. That's fine. We'll pass the turn. Probably pop this Memorial to get back our demon, but we don't need to. That is the game. Alright, we will keep this. Lead off with an elf. We do need another black to turn on Vraska's Contempt. Looks like they have an elf too. We could cast that down. Don't think that's super important. Let's attack here. Alright, they're willing to block. That's perfectly fine with me. We'll cast our other elf. Looks like they may be mono green. And yet another elf into a pelt collector. They did that backwards. Let's attack. Pelt collector could be a 2/2. Not that it matters. We're going to kill it anyway. Go ahead and cast that thing down before it gets huge. Enter the unknown. Sure. Nullhide Ferox. Right, so we need an additional 2 mana to deal with that. We'll have it next turn. Let's pass the turn. We'll block their elf. Down to 14. Another Ferox. That's less than good. Would love to have drawn an Eldest Reborn there. Let's see. Do that. Yep. Get rid of your hexproof there. And Contempt ya. Down to 10. And that's it for them. Well, at least this thing isn't trample, I suppose. I think we're just passing the turn. I think we have to chump this turn. Generally want to chump block the turn before it's going to be lethal. That way surprises don't just kill ya. Alright, nothing. Doom Whisperer. I mean, at least it can trade with it, right? That is, unless they have a pump spell of some sort, or, you know, removal, a fight spell. Alright, looks like it's coming in. We will definitely be blocking. Let's go ahead and surveil. Chupacabra. I want both of those. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, Ferox dealt with. Run. So you're not indestructible, right? Just wanting to make sure. You are not. Well, let's kill you then. Bye-bye, Lonely King. Maybe you'll find some comfort in the graveyard. Companionship, as it were. Alrighty. Think we're just going to pass here. Could Assassin's Trophy that? Want to save this for something bigger? Well, try to trade. Alright, back to our turn. Another Chupacabra. Well, we'll pass it then. Don't think we're in the mode of playing that out just as a vanilla 2/2. Pelt Collector, sure. Jade Light, let's go for that one. Another trophy. I think we want to graveyard that one. We'll play this out. Kill that Pelt Collector with a Chupacabra. And it feels like we're getting into a good position here. About to stabilize and perhaps take over the game. Another land. Let's go to combat. Get in there for 5. I'm just going to hold this land for now. Another pelt collector. That's fine too. And back to our turn. Midnight Reaper. Let's play that. Also could have popped our Memorial that turn. We will this turn. We probably should have last turn. Got back our Doom Whisperer. And we'll play out the land so we have the mana to trophy and pop the Memorial. No. Please don't blanch with armor. And that's the game. So, I don't think Ritual of Soot is going to be good here. It doesn't deal with Nullhide Ferox, which was the biggest problem that they were presenting to us. Carnage Tyrant's okay. Vraska's maybe okay. Do we want Moments of Craving? I'm just not sure. I think we don't want Vivian Reed. We know they have Blanchwood armor, so Thrashing Brontodon should probably be left in. Midnight Reapers maybe not a great card versus their aggressiveness. I think what we're going to do is cut 2 Jadelight Rangers along with the Vivian Reed to bring in 3 Moment of Cravings. And I think we're just going to do that. Maybe we should bring in Vraska, but I'm uncertain here. Alright, the hand's a little slow, but we do have 2 removal spells, so we're going to risk this. See how that works out for us. No elf from them. That's 3 Memorials to Folly we've drawn. That's not great. Alright, we have an answer for that at least. Chupacabra's nice. Oh, that was bad. I should have played the Forest. Oh, Steel Leaf Champion. We can kill that too. We just took 3 damage we didn't really need to, though. Let's go ahead and play out another Memorial. We'll kill this. And we're doing that on our turn in case they have a pump spell to keep the Moment of Craving from killing it. There's an elf. And another Harpooner. Down to 14. We should be higher than that, but mistakes were made. So let's Chupacabra that Steel Leaf Champion. And that gives us a blocker for the Harpooner. There's a Ferox. We're a few mana away from dealing with that. Let's trade with the Harpooner for now, though. Cast down. Well, never mind. We can deal with it right now. So, let's pay that. And cast you down. Then, since we can't cast anything else, we'll play out our 3rd Memorial. That is a ton of Memorials to Folly. Another Ferox. Well, we'll deal with that one as well. Though it will take our whole turn. Go away, please. Please don't have a 3rd one. Alright, Grun, that's pretty bad too. Let's play out our creatures here. And probably need to get back that Chupacabra. In fact, maybe we should have just done that. I need to pay a little bit more attention here. Holy hell. Yeah. well, that's not going to get us out of this situation. Let's sacrifice Memorial to Folly. And we can at least deal with the Galta. And no attackers. We are in block mode. So we can double block and kill that? Yeah. Let's do that. Yep. Taking some damage from our Midnight Reaper. Well, there's a non-painful land, though. Let's see. I think we're still going to have to shock ourselves to do this. So, black, green, green. Sacrifice you. Get back Choops Magoots. And we'll go to 5. And get rid of that Steel Leaf Champion. And hello, Blanchwood Armor. Well, we certainly have to block you. Well, non-painful Black Source. Let's rebuy it again, huh? This Chupacabra is putting in the work. Don't know if it's going to be enough to let us pull this game out, but it's certainly keeping us in it for the moment. Alright, Elf. As long as you're not suiting it up with a Blanchwood armor, I'm fine with that. Kinda think they got a Blanchwood armor in their hand. We'll let them target the elf with it before we go to kill it, though. That way we'll deal with both, play out our own elf. And end the turn. Explorers. Sure. I'm going to take 2 here. Go to our turn. Alright, let's play this tapped. We'll get in for 3. I don't think we want to go to 1, so let's kill this thing. Alright, another trophy, great. We'd like to draw some more not land cards, please. Alright, well, that's not super great for us. We can kill it. They'll end up with an elf. Think we should do that, though. Jade Light Ranger. That's okay. Let's go to combat and attack first. And then we'll play out our Ranger. Yes. I want that on top. Thank you very much. Pass the turn. Well, let's get rid of that impedance. Go attacking. And I feel like we've got this. Unless they're running some sort of green direct damage I don't know about. Carnage Tyrant's not going to get the job done. And that's the game. Awesome. By the skin of our teeth. Yeah, we'll keep this. We need a second black to turn on our contempts. But we've got elves into potentially Midnight Reaper, if the elves don't die. If they do die, I guess we can play out Thorn Lieutenant. Alright, elves are not dying. So let's play the Reaper. Alright, we'll go attacking. And try for Thorn Lieutenant. Nope, gets scattered. Kinda figured they had counter spells of some sort available. They are Jeskai, so they can also have the 3 damage board wipe. So we need to be aware of that. Let's go attacking. And pass. We did get our second black, so that's good. Don't think we want to sacrifice the Memorial yet, as that is necessary for our Vraska's Contempts. Another Reaper. Alright, let's get in there. They have Settle the Wreckage available. Probably should have expected that, sure. We will grab one of each. We'll play out our... Oops. Out of the combat step, play out our other Midnight Reaper. Alright, opponent just passing the turn. Let's go attacking. Get in there for 3. We're going to pop our Memorial now. And attempt the Thorn Lieutenant. It resolves, good deal. There's the Clarion. At least we get to draw 2 cards. Alright. Both of them do things too, so that's good. Start off with Jade Light. Yeah, we'll leave that in our library. Play out our elves. And the tomb. We'll go ahead and pay the 2 life in case we need to contempt something on their end step. Alright, looks like they've not got anything going on. Could be another Settle the Wreckage. I think I'm fine with both of these getting settled if they've got it. Alright. Thin our deck out of lands here. Yep. Come on, Swamp. Thank you. Play out our Jade Light Ranger. Yeah, leave it on top. Quite happy to just keep doing that. Opponent looks like they're stuck on 4. Well, there's their 5th. Rawl? Sure.
I've worked my whole life. Ooh, a battle.
Yep.
I'm all
We'll
tingly.
kill you as well.
Or it might just be static. Hold this lightning rod? Thanks.
Alright, back into the fray, my friend. Alright, we'll definitely play out the Memorial as that represents a threat and pass the turn. Yep, that's Teferi.
Right on schedule.
Yep,
If you
let's
show
kill ya.
remorse, I'll show restraint. Keep up the pace.
Well, they're hitting their land drops now. Cast Down is not a good card for us. Let's go attacking. Down to 5. Get a Thorn Lieutenant. We could get Midnight Reaper. I think we probably just want Jade Light Ranger back. So let's do that. Hopefully they don't have Essence Scatter available. They don't. Awesome. Or they choose not to use. Yeah. Let's just chain these Jade Light Rangers off. Sounds fine to me. That is an opt. The game is starting to slip into the long game, and with the way that we're drawing, we may not be able to pull this out. We have done a decent job in getting them down to 5, though. There's Rawl again.
I never back down from
Killing
today's
that Jade
forecast
Light.
is cloudy. I have some bad news for you.
And I think we probably have to kill him if we can connect. So let's try. Good deal.
Well, that was unpleasant.
Jade Light number 57,000. Yeah. That seems fine to me. Pass the turn. And Teferi.
I know my response. I won't hide from.
Alright,
the
they are
world
in
any
super
longer.
defensive
You
mode.
need to slow down.
Go to our turn. We'll try to kill Teferi. If we had lethal on board, I would go for their face, but we don't. And in the turn. At least they can't readily kill Thorn Lieutenant with damage at this point. That's a Chemister's Insight. Go to our turn. So we're going to shock this in so that we have 2 activations of Thorn Lieutenant available. I'm just going to swing with the Thorn Lieutenant. Yep, figured there was a Settle the Wreckage. No. I want to draw that Jade Light Ranger. Well, now they can make us shuffle it away if they want to pop that Field of Ruin. Looks like they don't. Let's get in for 2. Alright, jump starting the Chemister's Insight with a counter spell. Down to 3. Let's try for the Jade Light Ranger. And it resolves. Graveyard, please. Sure. We'll take that. There's another Clarion. Ooh, for some reach. Midnight Reaper, yes, no? That is a no. Useless cast down in our hand, unfortunately. Those definitely get sided out in this matchup. Please resolve. Yep. Unfortunate. Eldest Reborn. Yeah, let's play that. I would like to get one of their Planeswalkers if we could. Yep, looks like that's not happening. Well, that'll be useful next turn, if they don't Field of Ruin it. Yep, figured that would be what was happening. Yep, get ourselves a forest. Contempt? I mean, that's an answer for a Planeswalker, I suppose. See, they're at 25, we're at 26. There is a Planeswalker. I'm going to respond to the card draw, and hopefully they won't have a counterspell. But they do.
We need to move quickly.
Alright, surveilled the inside into the graveyard. And I feel like we have lost this game. Just didn't manage to get there in time. And Teferi's going to bury us here.
Hold that thought.
Yep. We could probably safely scoop it up here. I don't think there's any way possible that we can get back into this with the amount of cards that they're drawing.
You know what? I'm not
2
done.
turns till Teferi emblems. Well, you don't actually have to untap our stuff anymore. You see, they changed it to untap up to 2 lands.
Hurry!
Yep, this is our last turn before the emblem. Opponent with 6 cards in hand. And us with the Doom Whisperer that's not going to do anything. Good game. Okay, so we want Carnage Tyrants. We want Vraska. We want Duresses. And we want to take out Cast Downs. Assassin's Trophy's fine. It can answer a Planeswalker. Ravenous Chupacabra, though, not very good. Go bye-bye. Eldritch Reborn is fine. Thrashing Brontodon is potentially good if they're running Search for Ascantas, but it didn't look like they were with as much of their library as they went through, so I think that is cuttable. I mean, we could also bring in Scavengers to try to deal with their Chemist's Insights, but I think that that's not a great idea. Let's submit this. No black mana, but our green stuff is good, so let's keep it. Of course, go turn 1 Elves. And we'll go for the Ranger, trying to draw some black mana. There we go, good deal. Still need a second one to turn on Contempt. Another Jade Light, that's fine. Let's just attack with these. Lay out our Swamp. And I think we're just going to pass. Don't want to expose another creature to a Clarion. Oh, they've got a Justice Strike, though. That's fine. So maybe should have just played the Jade Light. Hard to play around sweepers. Let's go to combat. Try for our Ranger. Alright, getting countered. We'll go ahead and play out Llanowar Elves. Seal Away. Okay, that's the first Seal Away that we've seen from the opponent. They didn't play any last game. Go for Memorial. And get in there for 1. And I suppose we try for Thorn Lieutenant here. Hopefully we're not getting... Hopefully we won't get our board wiped here. There's Teferi. We do have answers for Teferi, thankfully.
This isn't a fight you can trust me. You'll thank no time for a break.
I think we try for the Eldest Reborn here. We're able to pay 1 mana in case they have a Syncopate. If they have a Negate, then there's nothing we can do about that, but let's hope they don't. They do, though. Okay. Well, let's attack both of these at Teferi.
Do you want me to phase you out of time? Let's skip to the good part.
Hopefully they'll untap our lands again. They seem to not understand they don't have to. Well, they did just the 2 blacks though, so not quite as good as I had hoped. Let's go for Contempt. Alright, Teferi gone. And we could be running into a Settle the Wreckage here, but I don't see as how we have much of a choice. But we're not. Good deal. Alright, nothing from the opponent. They didn't have it last time, so hopefully they don't have it this turn either. And I don't want to pump because they could Lightning Strike or something similar in response and kill it. Cleansing Nova. Yep, you got it. As much as I hate to do this, I'm going to Assassin's Trophy this Seal away and get our Llanowar Elves back. Well, that swamp is not what we were looking for. Get in there. We are going to pop this Memorial to Folly, though, and grab a Jade Light Ranger. And we'll try to cast that. Good deal. That's some lands. That is for sure. Carney T. That's something I like to see. If they have a settle, hopefully we get them to use it now. And they do. Awesome. Hopefully they don't have another one. See, we want the swamp. Grab a forest too. Play out our Carnage Tyrant. So fingers crossed for no second Settle the Wreckage. Alright, let's try to resolve Vivian. Good deal. Take her up.
Let's see if balance every fight makes me strong.
Grab another Carnage Tyrant. And we're just going to pass the turn, not expose ourselves to a Cleansing Nova here. And we got there. Awesome. I think we sideboarded appropriately there. We could bring back in Brontodon since we saw Seal away. Assassin's Trophies can get rid of those though, so I think it's not super important. Yep, let's just resubmit this. This is not great. I am kind of afraid to mulligan this though. We'll keep it. Ooh, Carnage Tyrant. That's okay. Go for Llanowar Elves. Alright, opting. Scribe to the bottom, so they didn't see what they wanted on top. Alright, let's attack with this elf. Seal away right off the bat. I'm perfectly fine if they want to seal away our elves. Let's play out our Memorial and our second elves. Another Memorial. Okay, get in there. Play out our other Memorial. Next turn, Contempt is online. They do have Search for Escanta. Okay. Well, let's attack. If we can draw an Assassin's Trophy, we can deal with that. Even after it flips, we can deal with the land. Field of Ruin. Kind of expect them to use that on our memorial. Teferi, that is fine. We're going to kill it in response here.
I'm not going to sit this one out. No time for a break.
And I think we're just going to resolve Carnage Tyrant this turn. See there at 2 in the graveyard, they mill a negate. Vivian Reed, that seems okay. We're just going to attack with the Tyrant. If they want to use a settle, they're going to have to use it on just that big guy. They do have it. We'll grab our... Oop! Come back, please. Grab a swamp. Then we will play Vivian Reed. And she's going to kill this Search for Azcanta.
Beasts are much more reliable than I didn't live through. Sometimes restoration means retribution.
Alright. Feel a little bit safer now. Sadly, our big dino's gone. But perhaps we can get there. Alright. Well, let's tick you up, shall we?
Meet my newest friend.
We'll take an L since that's what's being offered. Hopefully they don't have a negate now. Try to contempt this angel. And they don't. Awesome. So Vivian looks like she's going to survive. We'll get in there for a damage. And pass the turn. I could have played the elf too. Maybe I should have. Just getting a little bit ahead of myself. Apologies. Alright, tick you up again.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
Thorn Lieutenant actually seems better than Doom Whisperer at this point. Then I suppose we'll take the big guy. We'll go attacking. And we'll try for the Doom Whisperer. And Midnight Reaper. Just a strike. Okay, let's surveil a few times then. Another Whisperer, sure. We'll bend the Overgrown Tomb. We can get that Whisperer back with memorials anyway. Yep, they're gonna shuffle that away. Unfortunate. We'll grab our last swamp. They don't know what was on top, but they do know that I wanted it, so they don't want us to have it. Or to have multiple ways to get back our stuff, I suppose. Alright, Rawl.
Well, every problem has a solution.
The ticking up here. Okay. Well, let's tick up with Vivian.
The wilds are my shield.
We'll grab another Midnight Reaper. We'll go ahead and go to attacks. And we'll go after Rawl. Alright, down to 2. Play that. Go for a Jade Light Ranger. Yeah. Leave that on top. play another Midnight Reaper too. And if they want to sweep our board at this point, that's fine because we'll draw 4 cards.
The search for the unknown. That's real science.
Alright, chose to bin a Steam Vents there. So I imagine that they have a Settle the Wreckage. Let's try for an Eldest Reborn. Alright, that gets rid of Rawl. We'll tick up Vivian Reed.
You can't stop nature.
Grab Doom Whisperer. We'll go to attacks. We're going to attack with the 2 things that are not Midnight Reaper. A Seal Away, okay. That's fine. Get in there for 1. We'll go ahead and shock that in and try to play out Doom Whisperer. Drawing some cards. And it resolves. Just a strike. Okay, let's surveil. Assassin's Trophy? Actually, don't mind an Assassin's Trophy. Give us another answer to an enchantment or a planeswalker. We'll get to draw 2 cards here. Good deal. Well, there's a planeswalker for us to answer, I suppose.
Let's slow this. I won't hide from the world any longer.
Drawing
You
with
know what?
Teferi looked
I'm
like
not
they
done
were
yet.
thinking about tucking our Eldest Reborn or our Vivian Reed. See what they discard here. Discard a Settle the Wreckage. Let's tick up.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
We'll grab a Carnage Tyrant. Let's go attacking. And we're going to try to kill Teferi. We'll leave our Llanowar Elves back. Yep, there's another Settle. You got it. Get some basics there. We'll try to Assassin's Trophy Teferi.
No more games.
Good deal. And damage. Play out Carnage Tyrant. And end the turn, leaving up mana for Memorial to Folly activation. Alright, Carnage Tyrant's living, so we're not going to activate. We will grab Teferi. And that's the game. Alright, 5-1. Not bad at all. Grab our gold and our prize cards here. The Victa's Asmati, sure. So, as I said, I really like this deck. I'm still unsure about the Llanowar Elves. As you could see during those matches, they were fine. They weren't exceptionally good or exceptionally bad. Maybe that slot is deserving to be something else, but I'm just not to the point that I feel like I could make a decision yet. I think it would take a whole lot more games for me to decide whether the Llanowar Elves should be something else. And I'm also sure that the sideboard will continue to evolve as time passes as well. So, as always, there are links in the description below to the deck list and to Jeff Hoagland's original video if you'd like to check those out for yourself. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know in the comments, and by leaving a like below, it really does help tremendously. And of course, subscribe if you'd like to see more in the future. I have been Tevaron, and until next time, friends, be excellent to each other.